Screen and font size, how to change the settings. I'm Hewie Poplock. We're going to look at it from the operating system and from your browser. First, let's go to the operating system. For our example, we're going to use Windows, and so you go into the Windows settings and then go to System and Display. Scroll down and you will see Scale and Layout, and that's what we're going to work with. Under Scale and Layout, to change the font of the text, apps, and other items, it's set at 100%, which is the recommended. Any change you make here is making it throughout your entire operating system. This is what it would look like on your screen at 100%, set at 1920 by 1080. More on that coming up. Let's change it to 150%. In other words, we want the text and apps and other items to be larger by 50%. And let's see what that would look like. You'll see that it fills up the screen. It's much larger, but you can only get so much on your screen. You can only get a few of the icons. And so if you have a lot of icons on your screen, it's going to either fill them up or overflow, and you won't see them. Here is a comparison of what the two look like. These are at the same screen resolution, but a different font size. Again, that's my operating system. Notice how few icons you could get on the screen compared to what it would be at 100%. Now let's move to the display resolution. That's the number of pixels across and down. It's currently set on my system at 1920 by 1080, and that's recommended. When you open up this screen, you may see a different recommendation, and that will depend upon your amount of graphics memory and the resolution of your display. In other words, your screen. Those two items together will determine the maximum and the recommended size for your display resolution. Mine is 1920 by 1080. On my laptop, it is considerably less. On my laptop, it's 1360 by 768. It's currently at 1920 by 1080. We're going to change it at 1360 by 768. This is what it would look like. And again, zooming in, this is how big that screen would look like. So again, the desktop at 1360 by 768 looks like this, and at 1920 by 1080 would look like this. Now let's switch over to the browser and the browser settings on a Chromebook for the operating system as well as the browser. But we're going to just talk about the browser by itself on your PC or Mac or whatever operating system that you're using. You go to the Google settings. This will be similar in other browsers. Go to settings, and then you're going to scroll down to appearance. You have a font size and a page zoom that we can play with. Let's try first the font size. It's set at medium, or that's the recommended. And this, it would be a typical website at that setting. If we change it, we'll change it to be very large. As soon as we do, we see the text in the settings increase. And when we look at the website, you'll see that it's set up a little bit different. And you're seeing the menu on 2 lines instead of 1 line across, and the title in 3 lines instead of 2 lines. And you're seeing less on the screen. So there's a comparison of the two. Now let's move down to the page zoom in the settings. It's set at 100%. It looks like this. At 150, it looks like this. You'll see the menu's not even there. It is a drop-down menu. You click on it, and you will then get a list of the items and choose. Again, let's take a look at a different page. Google Zoom at 100%, 125%, and 150%. Each time you increase it, you get less on your screen, the menus are truncated, things are wrapping, and when you change it, the appearance by the page or the website developer may not be what they intended it to be, or it may not look just right, but you can read it better. That's it for this section. Next week, we're going to talk about magnify, size text on the fly, and more.